bombs away. Overflight 1 second early. I love it. That worked out nicely. Alright, off target be a right turn 055 to avoid this town. Usually wait 20 seconds, and then we'll take a left-hand turn 311. Now I'm going to take my left-hand turn early. Love the water streaming off the canopy. Okay, 420 knots. I'm happy with that. 311, good heading. Off target, we will make our stick top safe. A little red tab. It's gone. We'll deselect our pylons. We'll keep the masts live for now. And there's our lake. So target prosecuted successfully. Within a second. With a bit of weather. Love it. Great fun. Next is going to be Lake Vyrnwy, which is this lake. I'm going to fly up to the northeastern point of it. And then head 332. Now in practice, my timing's a bit off here, and I think that's a planning issue based on the software I'm using. But I can demonstrate what we do when we have issues with planning and how to still navigate using accurate times. So here we go. Here is the northeastern point. Speed is good. Time is 13 minutes. Heading 332. Just confirming my heading. 332, yes. It should be 13 and 10. So we're 10 seconds early. I may try and catch that up, or make the time correct to the next turn point. So let's fly 400 knots till our next turn point. Our next turn point is 14 minutes and 35 seconds, and that'll be Porkchop Lake. First of all, we're going to pass over Bala, which is now coming up to 12 o'clock. Ops check. Fuel is now 850 kilos. Oxygen is still the same. All good. Pressure not required. Engines working fine. And location is still Valley or Mona as our nearest. Again, looking left and right. Sometimes it's nice to sit in the back seat and let the student do the flying, because then you can sit and enjoy the view. So there's our lake off to the left. We'll see what time we get to it. Back in the front seat. That makes sense. Back in the front seat. I'm flying down this valley, so I'm happy with that. The timing is second 25. I should be there at 14:35. So actually, I'm still 10 seconds early. So I'll fly 400 knots following this river valley. The heading should have been 254. That makes sense based on what I'm flying now. We'll fly this leg down to Poison Lake. Anticipating still getting there about 10 seconds early. So you've got to make the decision when you have a timing error of whether that's due to incorrect speed flying, your parameters are off, incorrect adjustment for wind through your essay of the weather forecast and what you see in terms of smoke on the ground, or a timing error in your plan. I think for the most part this is a timing error in my plan now, so we'll stick with it and see what we get at the next lake, which I can see in the 12 o'clock. Lovely. Okay, we are about 1550. Mil power, or full power around the corner. So we were about 15 seconds early. So I'll take that in as a planning issue. There's the disused power plant. Now we're heading 025. A little bit of free nav, because I planned this leg from the south end of Poison Lake. And I've flown to the north end, so I'm slightly north of track, which is not a problem. We don't want to fly over that high ground in the 12 o'clock, because that would be a bad tactical decision, so we'll take a right turn and stick to the low ground. Engines are good. Next timing should be 18:10. Now, if I'm 15 seconds early, that'll be 17:55. So I know I'm going to get there slightly early. And now we're flowing up towards Betsy Coed, which is where we went during our first leg at low level before we turned east to Playboy. So we're in the same neck of the woods we were about 15 minutes ago. So I was right of track by about 30 degrees, which is fine. Now back on a 025. Watching out for the villages. What do we say? 17:55, and it's a left turn 292. So I need to go this way. I can recognize the valley structure, but I'm not sure exactly where my perfect turn point is. I think it's roughly here. So let's turn. I'm pretty much on my corrected timing. 292, staying high for the village. That's probably Betsy Coed. Apologies for pronunciation, or if it's not actually Betsy Coed. And now let's fly down towards the A5 pass. So from here, A5 pass, then northeast to Mona. We'll do a run and brake low level at Mona. And then we'll do the Mona Valley transit to get from Mona to Valley, and we'll land on runway 31. So I'm always planning ahead. Now here's a gotcha. A5 pass through two valleys. There's one down to the left and one to the north. That's the one to the north that we want. Oh, I'll have to let the speed go woefully slow. There we go, let's catch it up. A bit more rear cockpit action. Here we go. Mind in the treetops. Fuel. Fuel is 750. Oxygen is good. Pressure is irrelevant. Engines are working fine. Location, well, we're at A5 pass, and as we pop out of here, Mona is our nearest, and then Valley's just to the north and west of that. Or in fact, just to the west of that. To exit low level, we undo our entry check, so visor stays down, lights stay on, altimeters can change if we've got the ATIS. Radios, we can dial up Valley approach and start talking to them as soon as we think we can speak to them, around about now. Squawk. You don't have a squawk in the back seat, and there are obviously some things in the back that you don't have in the front. Correction, there are things in the back that you do have in the front. So you've got less stuff in the back is what I'm trying to say. Radios are the main thing, squawks, things like that. So let's go up to 2,500 feet. Valley's approved our transit up towards Mona. And let's keep 420 knots just for the sake of brevity. And the weather is typical Valley weather. Let me look at that. Beautiful. All right, here we go. So the weather's clearing up. This is beautiful. I mean, I haven't planned this. This is just what the weather's set to. But it seems to be clearing up. Ooh, there might be some rain drizzles at Mona. We'll see. Anyway, it's clearing up over here, which is nice. So a good feature on the northeast coast of Anglesey to line yourself up with Mona is Submarine Island. In fact, that's Puffin Island back there. Submarine Island, I think, is this one in the 12 o'clock. So recovery checks, fuel, instruments, radios, altimeters, conditioning or demist, anti-ice and safety altitude, all set. Mona is off to the left, just north of that water feature you can see. And we will start our heading inbound, about 210 heading, once we pass this little village or town off to the left. Beautiful day. Alright, let's hop back in the front seat and see if we can't find this airfield. I don't really want to go this low too early. I've got to be excited, so let's pop back up to about 1,000 feet. And I'm looking out for an airfield. Anyone seen an airfield? There it is, just coming out of the gloom in the 12 o'clock. Had to be a bit confident there. Must be this heading. 210 must be this heading. Okay. Mona Tower, Victor 55, initial request low brake approved. Excellent. Once we're inside initial, we can pop down to 500 feet. I'll slow it down to about 350 knots. Just so we don't have too much excess speed to lose in the brake. And our threshold speed will be 117, but because we've got underwing stores, that'll be 123. And we'd be using the higher speeds, more on that in a second. Clear, downwind, roll, idle, speed brake, indicates, pulling, buff it, up to 1,000 feet. Speed brake, in, gear, flap. Well, let's fly my downwind headings a bit better. There we go, 3 greens, flaps mid. Now I should be using 160 knots here because I have an underwing store, so I'll power it up as I put flap down. Yeah, so anytime your threshold speed is above 120, use the higher speeds that are indicated in the FRCs and flight reference cards. So 160 here, rolling out at 140. I was wide, so I'm just angling off a little bit. Oh, a little bit of buffet there, that's naughty. But we saved it. Watch out for the tree short final. Idle. There. Oh, there we go. Bit of a long landing. Get the nose down, accelerate. About 120 knots will work for us. And here's where it really happens very quickly. So airborne, gear, flap up. Victor 55 departing upwind Mona Valley transits. Gear and flapper up. Over to approach. Approach Victor Yankee Tango 55. Mona Valley transit. They'll clear us or they'll deny us. By this road, I think it is, if my memory serves me, you need to have clearance or SA on arriving traffic. If you don't have SA, then you turn south. I want to say 140. Until you're clear of traffic or you're cleared to join. Because, of course, you can have traffic joining direct to Valley from the left. So you can't just cut across in front of them. On the nose, you'll notice a lake, and that is a good feature to point towards to get to initial for runway 31. And the weather is a little bit showery over there, but it'll work. It will work. Okie dokie, Victor by 5, initial request low brake. With that approved, we'll go down to 500 feet. And we're going to do this a low brake. So it'll be 500 feet, well, let's take it down to 250 feet. And then we'll only climb up to 500 feet for a low level circuit, and I'll show you the differences there. This is getting towards the end of the video, and if you're still here, thanks for watching, I hope you've enjoyed it. Please don't forget to smudge that like and subscribe button to stay up to date with any future videos. Okay, let's ease it down. And here we go. Roll, brake, speed brake. Little hawks on the ramp. Reciprocal of 3-1 is 1-3, so that's my heading for rollouts. Speed is good. Speed brake goes in. Gear, flap mid. Spacing. The spacing appears wider because we're lower. Usually look for the wingtip down the runway. Got 3 greens, got flaps mid, 160 knots, about 90% RPM will work. A little bit high, let's fix that. Trim, trim, trim. Trimming this aircraft is very, very important if you want to fly it accurately. Here we go, final turn. Gear travels down. Power comes up because we're staying level for the first portion of this final turn. Threshold speed will be 116,121 for the stores. And 2/3 of the way around we'll change the power back to intercept our normal final turn. A little bit low. And I was a little bit wide to start with, but we're there. Here we go. Landing from the rear cockpit. Here we go. Bit pitchy. 121 for the threshold. Idle. Flare. Very pitchy. We're down. And brake. There you go. Welcome back to RAF Valley. So I hope you enjoyed that. We took in the sights and sounds of Wales. We took in 6 lakes. Did some TOT on a target within a second. We transited back low level to Mona, and we did the Mona Valley transit back to Valley. Lots done in this single sortie, and that's how every sortie is like. Very, very busy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.